Hey everybody, it's your boy Pluto Killer TV here, and we're doing I guess you could call it a beginner's video for, I I don't know if I'm butchering the name of the game, but Diadein, Diadein. It's a game that's available on Android devices through QApp to play the global server. Otherwise, if you try to download the original game through the Play Store, it'll be through the Korean Play Store only. All right. So, let's go over a few things with the start of the game. You start the game through a story. The story explains why they're at war. Make a long story short, they recruit someone on Earth to be able to go through and shit, I fucked up the story. Oh well. But yeah, once when you get through that story part, you're gonna come directly here to summon. It's gonna take you into the summon, and then once when you go through the summons, it's gonna show you that you have 33 summons that you can do. And each time that you do a summon, you're going to be able to choose whether you want to keep the summon or get rid of it. All right, so there hasn't been a tier list or anything like that that's online, so I can't really tell you who is the best characters to go for and stuff like that. I say go for aesthetics. If you like how they look, you know, pick them up and go with them. Nikkei, you won't be able to get in the selective summon. That's someone that you're gonna have to summon for afterwards. Once when you get done summoning, it's gonna bring you back to the home screen, and you're gonna go to the team screen, which is over here at the bottom left. Select team, and this is where it gets a little complicated. All right, so with the team screen, you select a character and then you select the slot that you want them to go into. Now, each character has their own set of skills. This is pretty much an auto battler, so aside from the one active skill that you have to select, there's passive skills that go off that they have for each character. Now, if you notice under each character, there's red and green arrows that go up, down, also with different stats that are next to them. That's all part of the skills as well. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So what you know is that we'll look at the person in the rear. The person in the rear has 2 increases to critical chance, and they have a negative effect to their attack. 4th slot person has an increase to their cooldown reduction. Well, it's a decrease to their cooldown reduction. Crit chance, crit damage, and then looks like their speed, so on and so forth, right? Now, these won't be the same every time you put characters in, because they change based on the characters that you put in. If you go to character, we'll say Nikkei right here. We'll select Nikkei. And then go to her skills. This top one right here, it explains what it does for each slot. So if you look at the first one, it says reduces speed of attack of the soldier in the first slot forward by 100. So that means that the first person in front of them is going to slow their attack speed. So if you don't put Nikke in the very front slot, she is going to slow whoever is in front of her. So you put her in the very front so that you can go ahead and get that slow on an enemy. All right. So then if you notice, the first slot behind gets increased defense. 2 slots behind get increased HP. 3 slots behind reduce active skill cooldown. And then 4 slots behind increases the critical chance of the soldier. So that's with that one specific character. And it changes for each other character as well. So if we look at Enyo, if you look at Enyo, 2 spots ahead of them, it reduces the attack of the soldier. So let's see, 2 slots ahead of them, it reduces the attack. 1 slot in front of them increases the attack of the soldier. Oh, that's increased attack speed. Okay, increases the attack speed. 1 slot behind them increases defense, and then 2 slots behind them increases the aim. So actually, you want them in the, looks like the second slot, but I have them positioned differently. And that's why I say, these things you have to pay attention to so that you know what bonuses you're giving each character. 2 of my characters have negative effects to them because I have other characters in slots that they shouldn't be assigned to. Pony, pretty simple. Increases the attack of the soldier. 1 slot behind increases the critical damage of the soldier 2 slots behind. So that's pretty simple. And it's like that for every character. They all have different things that they assign to different characters or reduce of other characters. Now, generally speaking, if you reduce the attack of someone, you're probably going to do it for a support character, someone that's not really attacking, but most support characters rely on their attack for their skills. So like if it's a healer, they're healing based on the attack that they have. Gear is pretty simple. All you have to do is click on a gear slot, auto equip, and it automatically equips the gear. And the whole thing is that each slot of gear has elements, and just because it's the same element does not mean that it's necessarily good for you. Because if you notice, this character that I'm on right now, she's a fire-based character, and I have an earth-based weapon on her. So you would think that it would give her maybe a negative stat somewhere because of that, but it actually doesn't. Whereas if we went with a fire weapon, yeah, see, we went with this fire weapon, is negatively impacting her attack, and it could negatively impact the secondary attack when we get the weapon of 5 stars. So that's something to look at if you decide to try to put gear on your own. You want to look and make sure that it doesn't have any negative impacting stats to it. And every single one of these have a negative impact and stat to it. I was going to replace, but you know what? Let's see something. Let's go with this one. We're going to go to the smithy. We're going to enhance it. Auto select. Let's go back. Okay, so after I leveled it up, it went ahead and changed it to a positive impacting weapon. So we're gonna go ahead and equip it. All right. So that's something to look for when you're gearing characters, is to make sure that they don't have negatively impacting stats, and that all the gear gives a positive impact somewhere when equipping the gear. With characters on their skills, you got positional skills, and then you have their actual skills. So like, the first one is their positional. The second one is their active skill. Third one is going to be their auto attack. So reduce the damage oneself by 16.5% for 5.25 seconds every 10 seconds. And that's based on their auto attack. This is a passive. Reduce your army's active skill cooldown by 3.88%. They have passive buffs. And some have passive debuff. So it just depends on who the character is and what exactly they. Okay, so let's see. What else can I explain about this? We went over the beginning, the summoning, team makeup, characters, character skills, smithy. That was something that I was just in earlier. You can select a weapon, armor, boots, ring, necklace, whatever, and you can enhance them. All right, so if you go in here, this is maxed out, so I'm not going to be able to show, but you would go enhance. It'll bring up the enhance menu. Then you can either manually select pieces to throw in, or you can just do auto select and it throws the lowest pieces in there. And it either goes to level cap or it goes to fill all the boxes and enhance them. You can awaken. Awaken raises the not the star grade, but it enhances the star grade. Smelting. Yeah, I haven't done smelting yet. I believe what smelting does is that it adds stats to a particular part of the weapon, and it shows the success. So it's S rank, A rank, B rank, D rank. And each one of those could have a chance to get an increase when smelting. That's all I know so far. I don't know about upgrading the weapons rarity or anything like that. I'm just learning the game, as most of you are as well. Okay, quests, that's pretty straightforward. That's where all your quests are. You can do your dailies, your weeklies, achievements, things of that nature. Guild, I don't know when you unlock your guild. Like, I'm level 41 and I haven't unlocked guild, so we'll find out when that is. Training is where you would go to farm items that you would use for smithy, character development, and gold and XP. Raid is exactly what it is. It's a raid boss that you battle, and depending on how you do, you get rewarded based on the damage that you do to the boss. Astra is like another dungeon. It basically puts enemies against you, and it keeps increasing the amount of enemies that you're fighting as time goes on. Arena is PvP, and the tower is the tower climb, where you fight different enemies, and it's different based on each floor that you do. Like the very first floor that I did was fighting against teams of 5, and their HP was increased by 5-fold. Yeah, it was pretty fun. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I have for you. So if you have any questions that I haven't answered, go ahead, by all means, leave them in the comments below. I'll go ahead and answer them, or someone else that actually plays the game and know more, they can go ahead and answer them as well. Let's help one another out with this, as this game has just released globally and would like to see more people playing it. All right, this is your boy Pluto Killer TV. By all means, if you enjoyed the video, like, sub, and I will see you all later. Come check me out at Twitch, Facebook, or here on YouTube when I stream live. All right, bye everybody.